Welcome to this special edition of Clot Chat, where we discuss the challenges and issues faced by female researchers as part of our Women in STEM initiative.
2 years ago, we have a meeting with the PhD students in biochemistry. They come from all over Italy. And we have a night in where it was one week of Congress. And so during the day, we have a scientific session. During the night, we have some discussion about things of life. And we ask if there are some gender balance or something like that in the PhD position and in STEM, of course, in biology and biochemistry in particular. And there were about 70% were female, 80% were female, 20% were male. And the girl say, "Oh, it's a problem. I don't know what will be my future, because I don't know if I may apply for a postdoc position because I have to think to my family." And I asked them, they were 24, and I asked them, "You have a family?" And they say, "No, but we have to build our family. We have a boyfriend, then we have to decide where to live, then we have to decide to have babies. And so maybe it's better not to keep on with the postdoc position. It's better to have an easier job." And I say, "Okay, but you are the majority. You are 80%. And if I ask the same things to a maid, he never say I have to think to a family. They just say, 'Oh, no problem, I will apply for a postdoc position. And if my girlfriend wants to come with me, okay. If not, she stay there, I go.'" So I was completely surprised that the girls say that they cannot do things like that. So they don't try. I mean, of course, there were some girls that say, "Oh, no, you have to go on, you are good, you have to apply for your postdoc, I will do this and this," but were the minority of the girls. And the other girls say, "Oh, no, because I have to think, I cannot." And one girl say, "Because men are more aggressive. They are more, they affirmate themselves, and so it's easier for them because they are just, we go." But of course, men and women, they have a girlfriend and boyfriend. Both of them will have family, I suppose. But the girl feel that they have to think about the family that will arrive, the baby that they don't have, but they will have. And so a lot of them wouldn't apply to their postdoc position. They leave. And this was quite sad, because it's not men that say, "Oh, you can't." It's the girl themselves, they say, "We can't." And I think that changing language is the most important things to do. But when you are very, very young, when you are a baby, you say, "You can do this. You have not to think about everything about family, because you will think about family with your boyfriend, and you together will think about family."
So we did a very similar survey with undergrads. And so these are 19, 20-year-olds. And we got exactly the same result, that the women were already talking about how they were going to have to prepare their career and work harder than the men and get ahead of the men so that they could have babies when they were, 30 years old. The boys, the men, they didn't even consider. They were like, "Well, yeah, of course we'll have babies at some point, but we'll just, we'll deal with it when we come." And I think that's why I'm really keen to change some of the language about how we discuss these issues. Not to underplay anything, not to make it sound like it's easy, but just to tell those 18 and 19-year-olds and 24-year-olds doing PhD that actually there is an awful lot in place to support you through this process. Having anything outside your career, having whatever it be it kids, be it, I don't know, running a football team, caring for an elderly relative, whatever it is, it complicates things. It makes life difficult. But there are all sorts of things that we can do as a community and as individual universities to make that easier. And a lot of those things are already in place. Not all of them, and we should push to get more in, but a lot of them are already in place. And it is absolutely possible. And I hate the idea of 18, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds being turned off science, be losing all that talent because their impression of how it can be when you're my age and you have kids.
I do think it is changing, and I think, you know, even this 5 years ago, it goes back to that thing where if you ask people to draw a professor, they'd draw a white-haired male. But I do think that is changing. And I mean, one thing that I noticed, and again, it shows that the bias was there because it's something that I shouldn't have noticed. But with the real success story of the Oxford vaccine, the BBC programme, the 3 kind of leads were all female professors. And I was just like, wow, that's brilliant and that's amazing. And really, it's something that I shouldn't have even noticed, you know, the gender of who invented it. But I do think it's amazing. And I mentioned it on Facebook, and my non-scientist friends were like, oh, I never even thought of that. But yeah, isn't that great? And it is. Things are changing, and the more female role models there are, I think the more it'll propagate that from young people, that they don't see a professor as a male, white-haired old man, you know, and you know, fingers crossed, it is moving in the right direction.